Good morning, folks, or good evening, or good afternoon. Those are out of order, but good day to you whenever you're listening to this. So this episode's gonna be pretty special. I got my best friend to come out here from Alabama just to do this podcast. Can you believe that? He actually did it. No, I'm just playing. He was here for his brother's graduation, but I figured, dude, this guy's hilarious. I gotta get him on the podcast. And he's my brother from another mother. The cliche. Boobaye. However, whatever. I'm not a rapper. So, we had a crazy day filled with lots of fun and snacks and stuff. It was amazing. And we were able to get in a podcast. Can you believe that? That is, looking back on it, I can't believe how much crap we did. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but my Instagram stories were lit up with like 1 million story, whatever those things are called, 15-second bits of what the hell we were doing. It was fun, and I had a blast hanging out with him. He flew back. He flew back to Alabama on Saturday, and I'm glad we did a podcast because that dude is amazing. Love him, and he's hilarious. Please welcome Brandon Coates.
Rickety podcast.
All right, we're rolling, buddy.
What up?
So, folks, today's a little bit different. We got our special friend in today for a special episode. He flew all the way from Alabama today.
Yep.
What's up, man?
Oh, you know.
Tell the people your name.
My name is Brandon Coates. Yep.
That's it. That's it. So, dude, you moved to Alabama. What's it like over there, dude?
It's green. Yeah, it's really green. Lots of trees. It's a lot different. I live in the northern part of Alabama, so I'd say probably about maybe more than 50% of the people there are from somewhere else.
Okay.
Redstone Arsenal's over there, so there's NASA. It's a military base. A lot of engineers and smart people and stuff. So I spray their bugs. So yeah, I mean, it's a nice place though. It's growing really rapidly. So business has been good for the company I work for. So
who do you work for?
A+ Pest Control for David Cole. Some of the listeners probably know who David Cole is.
Yeah, David Cole. So who's David Cole? I guess we can go into that a little bit.
David Cole. He went to high school where we went in Melba. He's a few years older than us, but
I guess we should clarify. Brandon is he was my best friend in high school. We've been really good friends ever since.
Yeah, until you moved away.
Oh, until I moved away.
Yep.
Where did I move to?
Utah.
Oh. Yeah. So.
And then I didn't have any friends, so now I'm a weirdo. I have autism, so I'm lonely.
Up. You have autism?
No, I don't have autism. No, I don't.
I would have never told.
Actually, I've never been tested, so maybe I do. Might have something.
Yeah, you kind of are a smart ass, so.
And I kind of look Down syndrome, so.
You what?
I kind of look Down syndrome. I've been told that before. I've been told I look Asian, and I've been told I look like I have Down syndrome.
What the hell? Who told you that?
I don't know, people in Alabama.
No way.
Yeah.
Just straight up, they were like, you have Down syndrome?
The Asians ask if I'm Asian, and...
Down syndrome people ask you if you have Down syndrome?
Nah, they just kind of look at me like I got Down syndrome.
They give you the same look that you give them or something, or what?
I don't know.
Huh.
Or they don't know that I'm looking at them because everybody thinks I'm Chinese. I got squinty eyes.
You are a little, yeah, you do look a little Chinese.
But I'm not. I'm Native American, so this is my land too. But yeah, I work for David Cole. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He recruited me to come sell for him in 2013. Went and sold for him in Oklahoma. Came back home. He started a company in Alabama. I went out there and worked for him for a while. Came back home. Went back, and now I've been at it for, I guess this makes 2 years now. A little over 2 years I've been back now. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I just, yep, that's it.
That's it?
Yep,
well, right on, dude.
Just hanging out.
So yeah, I mean, shoot. So I left. So we both went to high school in Melba, Melba, Idaho. So I moved my junior year, 3/4 of the way through my junior year. I guess we can go into that little backstory of what happened when my mom and I had some issues at home, and she kicked me out one night. And you were the first person I could talk to about it. So I ran over to your place and was like, "Dude, my mom kicked me out of my house. What do I do?" You're like, "You can just stay here." I mean, do you remember that night? That was a crazy
I honestly
night.
don't. I have no clue what you're talking about right now.
Shut up.
I swear. Like I said, I have autism, so I can't remember, I guess.
Oh,
but
my God.
No, like, I remember you coming over, but I forgot about that. I forgot that was... I've been trying to think of, like, why did Ricky move? And I forgot that was why.
Oh, wow.
So,
well, it has been some years.
That just jogged my memory a little bit. So, yeah, it's been...
Oh, it was what,
that's like 7 years ago.
Yeah, 6-7 years ago.
So... But yeah, anyway, yeah, you just blew my mind. Now my mind's racing on what was going on.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So that was the night, man. My mom kicked me out of the house. She and I weren't getting along for a while. And she just kind of freaked out on me one night and kicked me out of the house. And I had nowhere to go. My dad lived in Utah at the time. And I mean, she kicked me out. I literally had nothing on me. I just got back from like basketball practice.
Oh, okay.
And so I had on my basketball shorts and an old white beater or old white t-shirt. And I remember like eating ramen noodles. And I get this call from my mom and she's just yelling at me through the phone. She's just like livid. She's like, "When I get home, I want you in your room. I'm going to be home in like 10 minutes. Get in your room." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like slipping on my ramen noodles.
Like, I will not go to my room until I'm done with this top ramen.
I was like, whatever. And then, yeah, I waited until she got home, and then she's like, "Why aren't you in your room?" I'm like, "I'm eating." She's like, "Get in your room." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Are you going to spank me? You gonna spank me, Mom?" Mom was like 5 foot, she's super tiny, and I'm...
How tall are you?
Not very much taller.
Okay.
5'6". I'm a short 5'6". My wife's a tall 5'6". She's 5'6" with me, but she's a little bit taller. So anyway, off topic. I go in my room. I have the bowl of ramen noodles in my hand.
Yeah.
And she goes in there and she closes the door and then she starts yelling at me. And the weird thing that happened was it was Valentine's Day. And I'm pretty sure that was the day she kicked me out. So that morning, let's see, I believe her boyfriend at the time called the house and I answered, and he asked if she was around, and she wasn't. I think she was at work or something like that. And so I said, "No, she's not home." And he said, "Well, can you tell her I called?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Later that day, I think I was like, I don't know, maybe I might be getting 2 days mixed up. It was so long ago.
Yeah.
But I jump out of the shower and I call Brooke. We're together. This is like, I think, a year together at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Why didn't you call me back earlier?" And I'm like, "I didn't know you called." She's like, "Yeah, I called. Why didn't you call me back?" And I'm just like, well, no one told me you called. And so I got pissed off at my mom because she told me that it was my mom that answered. I'm like, "Mom, why didn't you tell me that she called earlier?"
Oh, yeah. You just had the house phone?
Yeah, it was.
Or you shared her cell phone, right? Your mom's cell phone?
Yeah, she had her cell phone on her. Usually it was the house phone, but she was just laying on the couch. She's just like, I don't know, I forgot. And so I think it was the next day was Valentine's Day, and then her boyfriend at the time called and said, if my mom was there, and I said no, and if I could tell her.
So you didn't tell her that he called, huh?
I didn't tell her, but I didn't do it intentionally. I forgot.
I got you.
I didn't do it like out of spite.
I don't believe you.
No, I'm dead serious, dude.
Okay.
I didn't do it because I was mad. I was mad in the moment of that day beforehand.
Right.
So she thought that I was doing it to get back at her.
Right.
And so she was yelling at me about that. And so she was like, I'm pretty sure she was saying stuff like, I ruined her Valentine's Day and all this stuff. And she's just like, I've had enough with you and your attitude and your bully mentality. You're out of this place. And she's like, get your shit and get out. Like, just take whatever you have on you and get out. And I'm like, out. So a little bit before that, the drama of living in the house, I did all the math on how much money she was getting and all the work that I was doing and taking care of the kids when she wasn't around. I was like, can you give me some money for at least taking care of my brothers and sisters or my brothers, because it was just my brothers, but my brothers and the house, like cleaning the house. And she was like, no. And so I was like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, I know you have some money to give me.
Yeah.
You just won't. So when she was like, you need to get out. And I'm like, well, if you kick me out, you're going to lose this house. Because I know that for a fact, if you lose my dad's child support money, you will not afford to pay your mortgage.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, kick me out and watch what happens. I was not a good kid, man. I was a little...
You're not being nice.
No, I was an asshole. Just straight up. So she kicked me out, and then I ran over to your place, and I just lived a block away. Yeah, and I remember grabbing Milo. And do you remember? I can't remember what we named her. I think her name was Mila. The dog you gave me.
The dog I gave you?
Yeah, you guys gave me a dog. And we had her kind of like Marley a little bit, my other dog. We got rid of her anyway.
We gave you a dog?
Yeah, you guys gave me a dog. You don't remember that shit? Oh, man.
Nope, I don't remember that. I don't know what's going on right now.
I guess I'm making shit up. I don't know.
No, I believe you.
Anyway, I grabbed Milo, and I'm like, I'm not moving in with my dad without my dog, man.
Yeah.
That's my life right there. And so I grab him and take him over to your place, and and then called my dad and told him what happened, and he showed up like in the morning to pick me up and said my goodbyes to everybody. Then I was on my way. I was gone for a year and a half or so.
Longer than that, I feel like.
Yeah. Before.
Because I went to your high school graduation out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was at least a year and a half. Didn't you stay out there after graduation for a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
'Cause you were working at Target?
Shopco. Yeah, I worked at Shopco. Right, yeah. Worked at Shopco. And
did Brooke go out with you immediately, or did she wait a while?
Brooke graduated at Melba. No, you know what, dude? I did come back because I came back for her prom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I stayed in Idaho for a little while for her prom. But, let's see. She moved out of her parents' house after she graduated, like a couple months after, I think during the summer or something like that. And she came and lived with me for a few months. Mm-hmm. So she moved to Utah, and then she eventually got her own place, and yeah, we've been together
ever since.
Ever since then, man. Like, it was crazy. She got a job at CenturyLink at the call center.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. Okay.
Yeah, and that was our way back. So she got the job there in Utah, and then she asked for a transfer to come to Boise. Once she got that, it was a go for us to move back, and then we moved back and moved into an apartment together. And
yeah, I remember that apartment. Yeah, I've been over there a couple times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was an interesting time in my life. That's when things started changing for me. Like,
when you came back?
Yeah, well, yeah. And then kind of being on your own and experiencing life as an adult. And I just remember getting so anxious about everything.
Yeah.
And we don't have to get into it now, but it just went through a weird phase then and completely changed who I am from how I was before. So yeah, man, it was a crazy journey. I don't know how we got on that, but
I don't either. Some of that stuff I don't remember. I remember like as far back. I remember when we like first started hanging out. Like it was it 8th grade?
Yeah,
probably in basketball.
Yeah,
and we were walking home and we just started talking. Mm-hmm. And then I think we started just hanging out after that and talking and stuff since we live so close. But Then after that, I don't like remember. Like I remember small things like going over to your house. I remember like hanging out at your house and my mom and your mom come home with a couple of Hispanic guys.
Oh God, we're gonna tell that story.
And that dude like fell into the dog food and stuff. I remember breaking your trampoline.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Just like little things like that.
Dude, my
but
mom's
I don't remember
still pissed that you broke that freaking
I'll
trampoline.
buy her a new one tomorrow. I promise, Tracy, I'll buy you a new one.
I'll tell her.
It's gonna be a kid's tramp though.
Yeah, I remember. We just talked about that because she just bought a new one.
Oh, finally?
Yeah, and I'm like, do you remember when Brandon broke the trampoline? And she's like, yes.
Unintentional, I swear. I'm too good. It wasn't good enough grade. No, I think like one of the legs like had gotten out or something. I don't know how it like folded off. Like a taco on me. Like I was just laying inside of a taco. So yeah, that was crazy. And there were like random people were there. Like
we had some friends over. We were all drinking, underage drinking. Yeah. Yeah, I was not a good kid, bro.
I wasn't underage drinking.
Oh, just in case your mom is listening?
No, I was. I was for sure.
Yeah, we were. But yeah, we were jumping on the trampoline, having fun, and I go back inside, and then I come back out, and everyone's like, Brandon broke your trampoline. I was like, oh my God, my mom's going to kill me.
Yeah, it's not like the first thing that happened was somebody tried to get me out of a taco. No, they just run inside. Oh my gosh, she broke the tramp, and I'm just laying there, almost half dead.
Yeah, you're upside down, just laying there like, hey man, sorry.
Felt pretty bad, but I'll buy a new one, Tracy.
That was a nice trampoline too. It was a good trampoline. That was messed up, but oh man, that dude, it was you, Hunter, a buddy of ours, and me chilling at the house, just probably playing video games or something like that.
Yeah, watching BET or something. Who knows?
Back in the day, hell yeah. And you want that chai tea, huh?
Yeah, I was trying to stir it up, and now yeah, it's delicious. What's that place called? Because we gotta give them a shout out.
Oh, District Coffee House in downtown Boise.
It's legit.
Off of Bannock. Oh, their chai tea is amazing. You guys gotta go check them out. So that night, man. That was a nutty night. So both of them are moms. They used to be drinkers, like quite a bit.
Hardcore.
Like they would go hard.
My mom was a bartender in Melba, and if anybody knows Melba, there was like 4 bars in that little town at one time. Mm-hmm. So it got lit, I guess.
It got lit. They would party it up. But yeah, they came home one night when us 3 friends were trying to hang out, and then the 2 of them brought like 3 Hispanic guys over.
Yeah.
Like super cowboy farmer types.
Yeah.
And they were all just plastered. And I just remember, man, I was just so embarrassed.
And that Yoshikani guy. There was another guy. Uh-huh. You know who I'm talking about? He ate our tacos.
That night?
Yeah. You know who I'm talking about? That big guy. Who was that? He wasn't a Hispanic guy.
That's right.
I think his name was Yoshikani or something. Hunter knows. Hunter would know.
So this a Mexican with an Asian name?
I don't think he was Mexican. I feel like he was just the random guy that just.
And he ate. I don't know. Yeah, he ate our food.
Yeah, because we were cooking like tacos or something, and he ate all of it. All of it. It was gone.
Oh gosh, the things you forget. Yeah, dude. I just remember being so embarrassed. So embarrassed.
Me and Hunter thought it was hilarious.
I was embarrassed. I hated it.
It was my mom too.
Because I didn't like seeing my mom drunk, and I didn't like people being around when she was drunk.
Oh yeah, I hated it more than anything. But when that Mexican guy went to take a seat, but there was no seat, and he fell on the dog food, dude, that was hilarious. That was so funny. He
legit thought that there was a chair there.
Yeah, and it was a bag of dog food, and it was like half empty, and he just fell hard.
Oh yeah. And then, hilarious. Do you remember having to drive them all home?
Yeah, dude, I had to jump in the rodeo because nobody else knew how to drive a stick shift, apparently.
I knew how to drive them.
Yeah, but you were driving your mom's truck, taking those guys home. And me and Hunter jump in the rodeo, and we're taking this one guy home. And I forget what that road is called, but if you go out of your neighborhood, like that main exit by the softball park, and you just take a right, you go past my neighborhood, get to that stop sign, and then you just go straight past like the gun club over there.
Yeah.
He just had us go down the dirt road all the way down there.
For
and there was,
miles.
Yeah, and there's just like, he just said stop at this little shack thing. And it looked like a
random freaking shed in the middle of nowhere.
Little shed, like with no roof on it or nothing. And he said, yep, this is where I live. And we had us drop him off there. And I was like, is this for real? And sure enough, he just goes and walks in there and we just took off. I was like, what the heck?
I remember thinking about it. Did we talk about it when we got back? Like, holy shit, that is insane. Yeah. I remember like my heart sinking. And I was just like, oh man, I feel so bad now.
Like if that was really true that he lived there, I feel bad. But if not, I don't know. He was drunk. So who knows? Maybe he was, I don't know.
He walked into this is my house. It's just some random fucking shed.
Yeah, it was, dude.
I mean, we were taking directions from a complete, sloshed. I mean, what is that term? Just hammered.
And they didn't know English, so I was just trying to like figure out where he went, and he was just saying go straight until you get to this little shed. Yeah. And I dropped him off and sped home.
Oh, that's crazy. Super crazy. Yeah, I remember that, man. That was nuts.
Yeah, it's weird stuff.
Super nuts. So you're here in Idaho for how long?
Until my flight leaves sometime on Sunday, so the day right before Memorial Day. I think it's like in the afternoon, like maybe like 2 or 3 or something, because I don't get in Nashville until I think 10 o'clock that night. Okay. And then I got to drive home from there. So.
And are you just visiting?
Yeah, I'm just visiting, and I'm mainly here for my youngest brother, Matthew. He's graduating high school on Friday, and so that's the main reason I'm here, but took off a couple extra days, flew in a couple days early, just so I can, hang out with some friends and my family and stuff. I usually only come out here about once a year, so it's nice to see everybody.
And you wanted to come out here and get on the podcast too, right?
Yeah, that was the main thing. In the beginning, I told my parents and my family, I said, I don't need to go to his graduation. He's a punk. You don't even like me anyway. And then I saw Ricky had a podcast, so then I was like, I guess I'll go. So who knows if we'll even show up to the graduation, but we'll be on the podcast.
All right, buddy. So,
you got a fidget spinner, by the way? Do you have one?
I do not have a fidget spinner. Do you have one?
No, I want one real bad.
Have you ever played with one before?
No, because like sitting right here, I was like clicking this pin at first, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to hear it in the mic. So I thought if I had a fidget spinner, like, it wouldn't be a problem.
Podcasting's really weird because you have to be, you can't be messing around with stuff while you're doing it because people will pick it up on the mic. Unless you have a really good microphone, which I don't really have a good one. We kind of went, so the name Rickety podcast, it fits perfectly with what we're doing here. Okay, so we were gonna call it the Rick and D podcast, right? But then I was like, D, it kind of like if you say Rick and D, it kind of sounds like rickety,
right?
And we don't really know what we're doing. Like we're just getting a bunch of random equipment and putting it together and doing a podcast, and we're gonna learn as we go,
right?
So why don't we just call it Rickety? Because it's kind of it's a little unstable. It could collapse. You don't know.
You never know what's gonna happen.
You never know. And we're thinking about revamping the podcast completely, changing the name, doing different things right now. So it's kind of worked out. We've had a lot of fun with it, and I can't wait for the next thing that we do. But yeah,
I enjoy listening to you guys when I'm driving around doing my work and stuff. It's I enjoy some of the stuff you guys talk about, and been excited to be on it too. Yeah.
Right on, dude.
I like that you guys are doing it. I like everything that you have going on right now. It's interesting to me. I don't want to say friends, but I don't really know very many people personally that are taking a big risk like you are, financially and in your life and all that to chase your dream. And that's awesome to me. So props to you.
Oh, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Well, just to let you know, I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy. In the back of your mind, you know that there's people out there that just don't approve of what you're doing. And there's people out there who really do truly support you. Mm-hmm. There's also those people who they pretend to support you just so that they can be there when something good happens.
Are you saying I'm just here for the podcast?
No, sir. That's not what I'm saying. You're my friend, man. I wanted you on.
I'm just playing.
I'm just saying, like, whenever you do something that you really truly enjoy and you take risk, people, they tend to they start acting weird. They really do.
They get opinionated.
Very, very. And I've caught myself doing that too recently, and I really gotta quit doing that because, and it really just depends on who you surround yourself with too. You got to be careful who you hang out with nowadays, and try to stay away from negativity and negative thinking.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it really does influence you, man. Everything you put in your mind will influence you. So whether that's music, whether that's friends, or family, it could be the movies you watch. I mean,
coworkers too.
Exactly. If you have negative coworkers, you're gonna have a negative time at work.
Yeah,
it's just the way that it is. So you gotta try to stay positive as much as possible, and try to have fun. That's what it's about, man. Like, I know it's weird. Like, you gotta try to enjoy yourself while you're here, because working is not why we're alive.
Yeah, so true.
Find something that you enjoy doing, and take that risk and go do it. Don't waste your time, because you don't have very much of it.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think about, like, if you think about working, if you just work a regular 9 to 5, you work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. How long are you home during that day? So you spend 8 hours at work. Do you have time with your family and your friends to do other stuff for a full 8 hours as well? Is it a 50-50 split in your life? No, work is majority of your life is spent at work if you work a regular full-time job, right? So if you're not loving what you're doing, most of your life is spent doing something you hate, and you're just going to be miserable. Yeah. And if you can't take anything positive out of it, then, it's not going to get anywhere. That's the way I have to look at it as, I work more than 8 hours a day, 6 days a week, and I enjoy it. I love what I do. And so I'm happy. In 3 years, if I'm still doing the same exact job I have right now, I might not be happy because because I get tired of the same thing for too long. But
absolutely,
I love my job, period, and I'm happy, and it reflects on your life when you go home after work. If you're pissed because of your job when you come home from work, you're gonna have bad vibes to your family and your spouse or whoever. If you're happy when you get off work, then that passes on to them as well. So
absolutely, yeah, it's very interesting, and those people out there that are hustling, doing a job that they're not necessarily loving, but they're doing it for a purpose. They're doing it for a reason. They have a goal in mind. That's always good to have. If you're just wandering aimlessly in a job that you don't like, I mean, that's when you know that you're wasting your time. If you're working a job that you don't necessarily like, but you're working towards something, that's always good.
Right.
You should always strive for something. Don't just be sitting around doing nothing and working a stupid job. Yeah. And there's people out there that are supporting a family, and I love that. Like, they're doing it for a reason. Yeah. And they're hard workers. And I love that. I love people that are that way. And motivation is key. Like, I love being around people who are motivated and creative. It's a beautiful thing to be around.
No doubt.
It really is. And just positive attitudes, man. Just always people who are so positive. It's just so fun to be around them, Yeah. I mean, obviously you can have discussions and disagreements and stuff like that, but as long as you're staying positive about life and in general, it's always good to be around those sort of people. So
yeah, and it always reflects on you. Then you become that person to someone else. Someone will start looking at you like, oh wow, that person's really positive and happy. I want to be like them, and it's just like a chain reaction. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, I'm just trying to make time to just explore things out there instead of work. Like I just said, if your work overtakes your life. So but I'm happy at what I'm doing, so it hasn't affected me yet. But yeah, I'm looking into buying a house in the next couple months, so that's a huge thing for me that's going to make me happy, and it's one of the goals I've had for a while. And then, I'm going to move on to the next thing. I got a list of goals that I want to get, and that's where I'm at. I'm just trying to push myself as far as I can and tackle some goals. I think we're both around the same age, and I think this is the best time for us to, for people to do what they want to do and accomplish their goals. This is when you start doing it, So,
absolutely. Take risk now. I mean,
exactly.
The adults,
yeah,
our parents, they always told us to make sure you're going out and traveling and doing what you want to do while you're young and take those risks. Yeah. It's a funny thing though when they say that, but then when you actually do it, there's always you can always tell just by the looks that they give you, like, like they really don't, like they can't believe that you're doing it.
Yep.
And then there's almost that criticism behind their eyes, like, oh, you're actually doing it well. You're gonna fail.
And it might be because they're scared. You know,
Scared
they
for
can
you.
be scared for you, right?
Yeah.
Especially family, parents, and stuff like that. They can just be scared. They don't want it to seem like it would be their fault too, right? If they told you to do something, you actually do it, then they're like, oh.
Yeah.
So, but it's good. I mean, you're married and stuff. You're a grown man, and you're
I
taking
don't know about that. I'm more like a grown little man.
But yeah, taking a risk like that, and for Brooke to be behind you supporting it is huge, man. I mean, that's something you got to totally take advantage of and push it as hard as you can, because not everybody's going to have that kind of opportunity if they wanted to do that. It's awesome.
Yeah, she's my champ. She's a beautiful person, beautiful soul. She's what do they call that? Someone you can lean on, like I don't know what that's called. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, she's definitely the backbone of everything. So without her, this wouldn't be possible. So I'm very grateful.
Shout out to Brooke
to have her as my wife, and that she chose me as her husband. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Cool. So anyway, buddy, is there anything that you would like to talk about? Anything that you want to tell the people? How can they find you?
You can find me. You can find me at Ricky's house right now, but
hey, man, you're giving away my location, buddy.
Yeah, his address. I don't even know. I don't know where we're at, but you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook, Brandon Coates with an E, so don't screw that up. And on Instagram, it's Bwandon with, instead of an R, it's a W, and then Holtz, Jotz. And don't worry about how I came up with that name, because it's none of your business. But that's how you can find me on Instagram. Snapchat. Probably Bwandon Holtz. I don't know. Just ask me. Hit my DMs.
Boom, and done. So what'd you guys think? Was it awesome? I know Devontae wasn't here because he couldn't make it, unfortunately, but we had fun. It was a good time. Hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, that day was crazy. We did so much shit. Thinking back on it, it was an insane ride. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you next time. Peace.